Part 15. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 143. Chapter 143. A tree that stands out in the forest will be destroyed by the wind, 760 plus. With Chi Shulin's words, village chief Chi knew that Chi Shulin agreed to go with him to have a look. From Chi Jiangguo, Chi Shulai, the captain of the first team and others, it can be seen that someone in the village wants to bring him down. Village chief Chi can't just sit there and wait for death. He needs more credit to prove his importance to the village and let the villagers benefit. In the future, even if those people are behind the scenes and inside other villagers, the villagers will weigh in their hearts whether it is worth it. Village chief Chi also nodded and said, "Let's go up and take a look. If it's true as you said, we can also make some money during this period before the new year and share it with everyone to have a good new year." Then he looked at Zoli, Xiangrong, and others who were wearing thin clothes and said, "Since you told me about this time, you have the intention of handing it over. I know it in my heart. You can keep some rabbit meat here, and I will use the rabbit skin to make fur coats for you. After buying rabbit meat and other things, I will share some money and cloth coupons to make clothes for you, and try to let you wear winter clothes as soon as possible. Everything is fair, and everyone gets what they need. This matter is a great opportunity for Kijia village. In Kijia village, you can have enough food, and what you lack now is cloth." Since village chief Chi promised so much, they agreed. When going up the mountain in the afternoon, including village chief Chi Shulin, and the 5 people who went up, there should be 7 people who went to the back mountain. The traps in the morning were on the edge of the dense forest, but the remaining traps were in the dense forest. Chi Shulin's eyes kept scanning the surroundings, looking here and there. With his naked eyes, he did see some traces left by small animals, but no traces of large beasts. After about 2 hours of investigation, he walked along the dense forest and went several miles deep into it, but still did not find any traces of large beasts. Village chief Chi Shulin checked the remaining traps of Zoli and Xiangrong while looking for traces. He Tian poked her head in the 5th trap first. Fortunately, there were many pheasants and 2 rabbits in it this time. He Tian breathed a sigh of relief, and didn't have to worry about the Snake King making a mistake. Although there were not many, as long as the trap was not empty, everyone was happy. The 6th trap, there were 3 wild goats and a few rabbits in it. When we got to the 7th trap, which was the trap closest to the inside, we were shocked to find a wild boar in it. However, this wild boar was not injured. It was estimated that it had been in it for a long time and lay there listlessly. There are so many, we can't take them all," Zoli said. "Village chief Chi, what do you think we should do?" Village chief Chi was also overjoyed. Even if there were not so many every day, he could still make a lot of money. In addition, if there were really no large beasts here, only animals like wild boars, goats, deer, wild rabbits, and pheasants, then they could dig a lot of traps in the dense forest, so that they could harvest more prey. "Shulin, do you have experience? Are there really no large beasts like bears and tigers here?" Village chief Chi suppressed his excitement and asked seriously. Chi Shulin nodded. "At least there are no large beasts in such a large area we have walked through. It's getting late today, and the 2 wild boars are staying here now, and we will come back tomorrow to deal with them. Take out the things in the 2 traps first and go back quickly. It's very cold on the mountain at night. If you don't leave, you will be frozen." After listening to Chi Shulin's words, everyone turned back to look at the trap and took out the prey inside. There were not many things, but they were enough to make everyone very happy. As for Chi Shulin, he kept observing along the way. There were no traces of large wild animals after 2 round trips. On the way, Chi Shulin believed Zoli and Xiangrong's words about 70%, and said, "Comrade Zhou, Comrade Xiang, are you also hunters?" "No, we are not hunters. We used to be soldiers, responsible for reconnaissance work," Zoli replied. so we will make correct judgments based on the traces around us. Qi Shulin was shocked when he heard it. It turned out that there was someone more powerful than him. Scouts have good eyesight, no wonder they can be so bold. It turns out that they have already figured out the surroundings. Although curious about why they were demoted to Kijia village, this did not affect Qi Shuli's admiration for them. Great, great, Qi Shulin said, village chief, tomorrow we will bring tools and call people in the village to carry the 2 big wild boars down. Comrade Zhou, Comrade Xiang, and I will continue to expand the scope around. If there are really no large wild animals, we will dig more traps and catch more prey. Village Chief Qi smiled and said, okay, be sure to investigate carefully. Although these prey can be sold for money, human life is more important. When the group went down the mountain, it was already dark. He Tian hurried home and told Grandma Qi-san what happened today. When Grandma Qi-san heard that He Tian went to the dense forest, she was shocked and said, you can't go. What's the matter? There are those men. You have already made a lot of headlines for catching those big wild boars some time ago. It's not a good thing to make a headlines again. Sweet girl, you must remember that a tree that stands out in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. You stay at home honestly tomorrow and don't go anywhere. Oh, Grandma Qi-san is worthy of being the daughter of a landlord. She has also read the 4 books and 5 classics, and her speech is different. It is true that those who understand the world are knowledgeable. In the whole village, only Grandma Qi-san is knowledgeable. Well, I won't go. It's very cold in the mountains, He Tian said, I'll stay with you at home, and you can tell me about the past. He Tian really didn't want to get involved. After all, she was a weak girl, and her performance was too bright, which would make people jealous, and she could easily cause trouble. She should devote some energy to reading and reviewing so that she can be admitted to the university of her dreams in the future. At night, He Tian would go out to hunt in the cave in the back mountain, clean up rabbits and pheasants, and wait for the opportunity to sell them to make money to support the family. When He Tian was resting at night, the more he thought about it, the weirder he became, so he summoned, No. According to the Snake King, it was to ask for a meeting. King Snake, there used to be bears, bison, tigers, and other wild animals in the back mountain. Why are they gone now? He Tian asked, if the dense forest is not suitable for animal life, why are those wild rabbits, pheasants, and wild boars? Is it possible to live there, and in large numbers? The Snake King shook his head in confusion, as if he hadn't woken up, and said slowly, actually, it's very simple. The higher the level of prey, the more likely it is to feel the danger from the outside world. Those large animals at the top of the food chain feel the danger. If it's dangerous, leave here and go to a deeper forest or somewhere else. Please vote for me. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Qi Xing Cao. Chapter 144. Hearing the Snake King's answer, He Tian was speechless and didn't know how to answer. Oh my God, it's still like this, He Tian was surprised. Then, will this affect you? If you help me, your information will be leaked and prevent you from returning to the demon world in the future. Please don't help me, what I said is true, not a lie. Just like Grandma Qi-san said, she has done enough, there is no need to behave better. She even remembered the words of Grandma Qi-san, if the trees are as beautiful as the trees in the forest, the wind will destroy them. The Snake King rarely looked at He Tian sideways, but looked squarely at He Tian. After receiving such a great benefit, he did not push for it, but considered it. This shows that He Tian is not a selfish person. Why don't you speak? He Tian said hurriedly, actually, you can give me the greatest help by allowing me to live again. You are the greatest benefactor in my life. I can see my parents and change the past things will make up for the past regrets. As for other things, as long as I am careful, there will always be a turn for the better. But you are different. You said that if you act casually, you will be punished by Jushin Suan Li, and you will not be able to get back home. I know the pain of not being able to go home, and I also know the pain of not being able to see my parents, relatives, and loved ones. You are a good person, you are a good snake, and you will be rewarded. I hope you can get what you want, not because of me. Things that will keep you from ever going home. Tianation's words were so urgent and fast that the Snake King became even more confused and stared. Oops, when Tian said this, the Snake King thought of his parents at home and the brothers and sisters who caused him trouble all day long. Will your parents be sad if it is gone? Will those stupid brothers and sisters be bullied by other spirits? Actually, the Snake King wanted to explain that even if there is a barrier, its aura will still be emitted. It's just that he didn't kill with his own hands, so the laws of heaven in the human world didn't restrict him much. These small animals will be hunted by other animals or humans even if they are not around. As for the fact that there are no large beasts in the dense forest on the back mountain, it is entirely because he followed Tian to the back mountain all day long to cut grass, work, hunt, and bathe in the cave's pool. The Snake King, the aura spread out, and then those high-level large beasts thought that this place had been occupied by more powerful animals, so they left the area of more than 10 kilometers in the back mountain. The remaining stupid ones couldn't feel it at all, so they stayed behind. So, a situation emerged. These stupid animals left behind could become prey for humans. What a beautiful misunderstanding. The Snake King's hard and stubborn heart was accidentally touched again at this moment. However, with the Snake King's consistent style, even if it was very grateful, it would never tell Tian. Because the Snake King suddenly felt that it felt good to be cared about by others. Then let's continue to make this stupid girl nervous. It is no longer a lonely Snake King. To its only subject Tian, the Snake King is still good. Actually, I saw that the people in this village are very kind to you, so. The Snake King said solemnly in a tone of pity for the world. He wanted to continue pretending to be a big clove of garlic for a while, but was stopped by Tian. We have repaid them before. It is enough. There is no need to report so many kindnesses. King Snake, please take back your enthusiasm and continue to be cold-blooded, Tian said seriously, not wanting King Snake to pay for her anymore. The Snake King choked on Tianation's words, causing the snake's head to shake up and down, and finally glared at Tian and said, "You don't need to worry, I, the king, will make my own decision." After saying whoosh, the Snake King closed the barrier and went back to continue practicing. Hey, don't go, I'm doing this for your own good, Tian shouted hurriedly, her voice unknowingly being loud and waking up Ju Jian. Grandma Chi-san. Grandma Chi-san was startled, put on her clothes and asked outside the door, "Sweet girl, are you okay?" No, I just bumped into the corner of the table when I got up to take a drink of water," Tian replied, put on her clothes, opened the door and said, "Grandma Chi, go back quickly. Be careful, don't fall." "Oh, then be careful in the future." Grandma Chi-san just returned to the house. Tian personally sent Grandma Chi-san in and saw that she was lying down before returning to the house. "Oh, it's so cold at night." After Tian returned to the house, she lay down on the warm quilt, and from now on she no longer went to the back mountain to deal with rabbits. There are more than 20 of them there, and the meat and fur can be sold for a lot of money. You can't be greedy and only care about yourself and not the Snake King. In his sleep, Tian was still thinking about this matter. Tian didn't know what Nine Heavens' mysterious thunder was, but in the dream, the Snake King was struck to the ground by lightning in the sky and his body was covered in smoke. He was about to turn into barbecued snake meat. Poor thing. Tian felt particularly distressed. After experiencing the nine heavens' mysterious thunder, a crack appeared in the sky. The dying Snake King had no strength to fly up. He watched helplessly as the crack slowly closed and shed 2 lines of sad snake tears. "Get up, get up." A voice sounded in He Tianation's ears. "Don't make any noise." He Tian turned over, holding the quilt with both hands to cover her head. The Snake King saw He Tian in the barrier, who was sleeping too late and couldn't get up. His 2 mung bean-sized eyes stood upright and shouted again, get up and take a shower." "Crazy, why should I take a bath in the cold weather?" He Tian mumbled drowsily, "I'm going to save the Snake King, it's burnt." "The Snake King is working hard, but he is just dreaming. Did you just get burned? Get up, get up, get up." The Snake King wanted to bite He Tian, but thinking that He Tian was so worried about it before, it had to reluctantly not bite her. He Tian finally woke up from the Snake King's series of thoughts. As soon as she opened her eyes, she saw the Snake King looking at her dissatisfied and saying, "It's already 1 o'clock at night, we should go to the back mountain to take a bath." As soon as He Tian heard this, the burnt Snake King flashed in his mind, and he shook his head repeatedly and said, "No, you can't release your chi anymore. If the heaven in the human world discovers you, you will be killed by the 9 heavens." Xianlei was scorched, and he watched the cracks in space close before his eyes without having the strength to rush over. The Snake King has black lines all over his head. It turns out that He Tian dreamed that it was scorched. Please vote. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi-Sing Cao. Chapter 145. Haha, what a very creative association. Shut up, the Snake King regretted a little. No wonder humans have a saying, if you do evil by God, you can still live, if you do evil by yourself, you can't live. Everything it said to fool He Tian was taken seriously by He Tian, which was equivalent to shooting itself in the foot. It seems to have no legs. The longer I stay in the human world, the greater the impact I receive. He Tian was stunned and asked in confusion, "Why? Am I doing it for your own good?" He Tian really hopes that the Snake King can return to his hometown and be reunited with his relatives. Facing He Tianation's clear and caring eyes, the Snake King swallowed the curse words that were on his lips. Choked again. Well, defeated by this innocent little woman. "My great king, have you ever used magic to harm humans?" The Snake King suppressed his temper and actually took the path of being seductive. He Tian shook her head. She didn't know the situation before and asked the Snake King to kill Qi Jiangguo immediately. The Snake King refused on the spot and told her that doing so was not conducive to its practice. "My great king, have you ever bitten them to death or hurt those lower animals?" the Snake King continued to ask, squinting his little eyes and spitting out the snake's poison a few times. He Tian shook her head again. Every time, the Snake King used his magic to make these animals incapacitated, and then she, a little guy, went up to catch them. "Then you see, I have not harmed humans, the masters of the human world, nor have I personally killed those low-level animals. How can heaven, which claims to be fair, punish me?" the Snake King asked in return. "Like this the explanation is clear enough, right? If He Tian can't understand it anymore, he will definitely not be polite and pry open her head to see what's going on inside. Is there tofu in it?" He Tian thought carefully about the words of the Snake King. Oh my God! If you don't harm others or kill, you won't be punished by heaven? Now that the Snake King is fine, will she be punished by the omnipotent heaven for killing so many small animals in her past life and trying to kill Qi Jiangguo in this life? Understood. The Snake King lost his patience when he saw that He Tian was silent and his expression was changing. He Tian was so frightened that tears welled up in her eyes and she said, Well, I opened a braised meat shop in my previous life and killed countless small animals. Now I have taken care of many small animals myself. Will I be punished? She doesn't want to die. If killing Qi Jiangguo's family would cost him his own life, then he Tian would not kill Qi Jiangguo, but would create something in the future that would make Qi Jiangguo's life worse than death and destitute, which would be regarded as revenge. I saw the Snake King's small body swaying nervously in the air for a few times before forcing himself to stop. Doesn't this woman know about reincarnation? Don't you know that natural selection means survival of the fittest? Is this itself part of the cycle of heaven? The Snake King wanted to scream, but when he saw He Tian crying, he turned his head. Hey, forget it, no more explanation, just tell her the result, otherwise He Tian's stupid little head will be connected to something else. Be good, the Snake King said softly. This is what he learned from the women who comforted their crying children when he was searching the surroundings. Don't be afraid, I am here. You helped me, and it is also the kindness you have forged. I have helped you eliminate these evil obstacles, and you will not be punished by heaven. Really, He Tian was dubious after hearing what the Snake King said. More real than real gold, Snake King said firmly, I swear on my honorable reputation. As long as it persists, how can He Tian know the truth? The proud Snake King said this, it must be true. He Tian was not as scared as before, and was very lucky to have the Snake King. Okay, I believe you. He Tian wiped her tears, scaring her to death. When she heard the old man say that he was struck by lightning for many evil deeds, she used to think it was a coincidence, but now she knew it was indeed the case. The Snake King took a few deep breaths and finally got over it. Okay, can I go take a bath and soak in the hot spring? Snake King said, you said you would go every night. He Tian shrank her head and listened to the whirring of the wind outside, and said, why don't we go today? It's very windy outside. No, the Snake King refused. Its patience had been exhausted when He Tian was cute and stupid. If you don't go. When He Tian heard this, it was almost time to donate blood anyway. He Tian stretched out his ankle and said, I'm ready, you can drink. The Snake King was angry, arched his body, and was about to rush over. When he reached He Tian's feet, he still held back. He Tian has just recovered. If he drinks it now, He Tian will probably have to lie in bed to recuperate tomorrow. Hey, I don't know when I became too soft-hearted. A woman's kindness, has it become soft-hearted after spending time with this little woman? Why don't you drink? He Tian asked in confusion. In the past, Snake King was quite impatient every time he ate. It's hard for the Snake King to say that this king has softened his heart, and his status has dropped. Humph, the Snake King entered the enchantment space with a swish sound. Not going. Only then did He Tian realize that the Snake King seemed angry, and seemed eager to take a bath, swimming. The king of snakes is a snake, likes to go into the water. It seems like she was concerned about the wrong thing just now. Snake King, let's go and take you to the hot springs. He Tian said hurriedly, I didn't react just now. You, the king, have a lot of them. Don't be the same as me. Snored. Ignore this stupid woman. The king made it so obvious, but she couldn't react. Snake King. He Tian kept muttering outside, it's my fault, go ahead. He Tian recalled the scene just now. It was the Snake King who was accommodating her all the time. He seemed to be afraid that her body would not be able to bear it, so he did not eat. The Snake King is in the enchantment space and is in a good mood. Whatever I say from now on will be whatever I say. You are not allowed to think about it, carry out my orders, and are not allowed to refute me. The Snake King said aloofly, can you do it? If you can't do it, I will never talk to you again. He Tian nodded quickly. As for what will happen in the future, who knows? Later, let's talk about it later. Okay, dear king, whatever you say will be whatever you say. My little lady will listen to you, he Tian coaxed the Snake King and said in a tone similar to coaxing a child. Because of the Snake King's previous concessions and concern, he Tian was willing to treat the Snake King sincerely. Please vote for me, please vote for me. It's already the 4th time, I hope I won't fall again. Oh, The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi-Sing Cao. Chapter 146. When they arrived at the hidden cave in the back mountain, the Snake King couldn't wait to jump into the water. So happy. Like a naughty child. Right? The Snake King's temperament is like that of a child. Is this the temperament of everyone in the demon world? Since he is like a child, then from now on he will treat the Snake King like a child and see what happens in the future. He Tian thought to herself, and at the same time believed the words of the Snake King and continued to clean up the rabbit without any psychological burden. When the sky was slightly bright, he Tian hurriedly called the Snake King and found that the Snake King was already lying on the rock and sound asleep. He Tian cleaned up everything here, threw all the dirty things into the basin, then picked up the wooden basin and carried water to wash it out, and washed away the dirty things smoothly. As for the Snake King, he Tian put it in his pocket and sneaked down the mountain. In order not to be discovered, he Tian was particularly careful. On this day, the Snake King did not return to He Tianation's feet. He Tian was worried that the Snake King would be frozen, so He Tian put the Snake King under the quilt. This is He Tianation's benefactor and must be treated with caution. He Tian squinted for a while, then heard Grandma Chi-san getting up outside, and she got up too. After she got dressed, He Tian opened another small quilt on the side. Although the size of the Snake King inside had not changed, the skin on his body had retreated a layer and turned into a shiny silvery white. The Snake King hasn't woken up yet, so he continues to put it in the bed. However, He Tian could see from the appearance of the Snake King that he must have made progress in his cultivation. I made breakfast with Grandma Chi-san, and Sister Wu, Ye Ziofen, Wang Lei, and Zhang Qingshan came over to say goodbye. The 4 of them have train tickets for tomorrow afternoon and evening, so early tomorrow morning, they will take the village's ox cart to the county seat. Village Chief Chi happened to be going to the county seat again and took them to the train station. After sending the 4 people away, He Tian went to find Secretary Chi. During this time, He Tian got a lot of pine nuts. In addition, I smoked some wild rabbits, and I can send some more to my parents, Huo Yingja. Village Chief Chi is not at home today, but has taken the villagers to the back mountain to pick up wild boars. Only Liang Hongyu and Chi Xiaoyan are at home. Xiaoyan, why didn't you go to the animal husbandry team? He Tian asked in surprise. Usually Chi Xiaoyan would go to study with Professor Wang at this time. Today there are so many people going to the animal husbandry team, and it would be bad to cause trouble to Professor Wang. Chi Xiaoyan said, I can study at home instead of going to the animal husbandry team. You like to go to the back mountain the most, why don't you go? Grandma Chi said that I'm in good health and won't let me go to the mountains to blow the cold wind, He Tian said. Chi Xiaoyan in front of her was rosy, breathing smoothly, and was very healthy. How have you been recently? You look much better than before. Chi Xiaoyan touched her chest and said with an excited smile, yes, I feel very comfortable too. When I sang in the past, it was very difficult to raise the high notes. I usually feel uncomfortable if I walk faster. I have nightmares and night sweats at night. But now all these symptoms are gone. He Tian was happy, as the Snake King said, her blood is a kind of elixir. That's good. How about this? I'm thinking that tomorrow the village chief will send Sister Wu and the others to the train station. Moreover, several pigs and rabbits have been caught in the village, and they will probably be sold in the county. I want to pick up the ones I picked up before. Send some pine nuts to your family to try, he Tian said. You should also go to the county town and go to the hospital for a checkup to see what the doctor says and what you need to pay attention to in the future. Liang Hongyu's eyes lit up after hearing this. She had been worried about her daughter's health. Now that her daughter's health is better, she also wants her to go to the hospital. Xiao Yan, you go with me tomorrow. Your father is probably busy with these prey and has no time to take you there. I can rest assured that sweet girl will follow you, Liang Hongyu said. Go, don't worry about money, your second brother will send the money. Came back. Qi Xiao Yan nodded and said with a smile, Mom, let's not touch the second brother's money. We will keep it for the second brother to find a wife. I have worked this year and earned work points. I can get food and money. I don't need to spend the second brother's money. You see, my second brother is already 24. If we don't talk about marriage, it will be even harder for him to get a wife in the future. Hey, your second brother is just stupid. Your second brother has a holiday this year and a holiday at the end of the year. I have already visited several people. I will meet you then, and if possible, we will make a marriage decision, Liang Hongyu said. It's harder to expect your second brother to find it on your own than to reach the sky. When Qi Xiao Yan heard this, she asked with concern, Mom, who do you think you are dating? Do you know the truth? You can't just listen to the matchmaker's words and go and find out. My second brother is so good, if he finds a daughter-in-law who is out of tune, what will he do? It might be a hindrance. He Tian thought about Qi Rongjun in his previous life, and found out that he had indeed married a not-so-good wife. He Tian didn't know what the relationship between the two was like, but every time she returned to Qijia village, the woman's nostrils were turned upward and she wanted to look at people with her chin. Liang Hongyu did not avoid He Tian, treating He Tian as no outsider, but this was their family matter after all, so He Tian did not interrupt and listened. Seeing that He Tian didn't look shy or embarrassed at all, Liang Hongyu sighed in her heart, hey, people don't like her son. However, the age difference between the two is too big and it is not suitable. You don't trust me when I do things. Your aunt and second aunt helped introduce me. How can I be wrong? Liang Hongyu replied, don't worry about adults' matters. Just take care of yourself. When you are away from home, dignified and generous, but not like some people who can't move when they see a man. Qi Xiao Yan smiled and shook her mother's arm, saying, Mom, I know. Don't say that again. Sister Tian is still here. Aunt Liang is right. When I was about to board the educated youth train, my mother also told me that girls should be careful about what they say and do, especially in relationships between men and women. He Tian said, listen to Aunt Liang's words. Men are afraid of entering the wrong profession, and women are afraid of marrying the wrong man. This is not just talk. Liang Hongyu was even happier after hearing what He Tian said, and said repeatedly, Tian girl thinks clearly. You must remember these words. Your father and I have only you as a daughter. If you have any ideas, you can tell us. We all hope that you will have a good ending. He Tian looked at Qi Xiao Yan with a smile. Qi Xiao Yan met He Tian's eyes and blushed with embarrassment. She said, Mom, I won't talk to you anymore. Sister Tian and I have something to talk about. You can go and do your thing. Qi Xiao Yan pulled He Tian into the house and didn't let Liang Hongyu follow. Liang Hongyu is also very happy to have a friend like He Tian. Sometimes children are more likely to accept the persuasion of their friends. A good girl like He Tian will be a good role model for her innocent daughter. Monthly ticket 780 plus arrived. Request monthly ticket. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Qi Xing Cao. Chapter 147. When they arrived at Qi Xiao Yan's room, Qi Xiao Yan poured He Tian a glass of water from the thermos. Sister Tian, Drink water. Chi Xiao Yan handed it over, grabbed a handful of home-fried pumpkin seeds, and put them on the table. My mother fried them. They are delicious. He Tian was not polite. After drinking water, he and Chi Xiao Yan ate pumpkin seeds together. Xiao Yan just now Aunt Liang said that some girls can't walk when they see men. Who are you talking about? He Tian asked curiously, having nothing to do, and started gossiping. Gossip is not just for Liang Hongyu, but for middle-aged and elderly women like Grandma Chi San. He Tian and Chi Xiao Yan are also good at it. It's just that they never talk outside, they talk to each other in the hut. There were no entertainment activities, and the parents of the East family and the shortcomings of the West family became the basis for everyone to joke with each other. Haha, I knew you would ask, Chi Xiao Yan said with a smile. It's Chi Fang Fang, Chi Fen Fen, these cousins. He Tian became even more interested when he heard it was Chi Fang Fang and Chi Fen Fen. Tell me about it, don't be too pretentious, He Tian said with interest. Only when you know yourself and your enemy can you win every battle, so He Tian wanted to know more. Seeing He Tian's interest, Chi Xiao Yan cleared her throat and said, on the days when you returned to Nanji, the publicity team from your unit came to our village and showed a movie on the first day. Everyone went look. The next morning, they started singing songs to encourage and thank the people for their hard work. There was an accordion player who was sick and couldn't play the music. Li Mingkai was very neatly dressed and was very nice. She looked pretty, and the little girl in the audience blushed. Chi Fang Fang and Chi Fen Fen started arguing in public, and everyone was laughing behind their backs. He Tian was stunned and said with a smile, that's it? What do you think of Li Mingkai? He Tian doesn't care how nymphomaniac Chi Fang Fang and Chi Fen Fen are, after all, those people are her opponents. He Tian is not the virgin, and she wishes they would be harmed by that ungrateful, heartless man Li Mingkai. But Chi Xiao Yan can't do it. Now He Tian regards her as a good friend, and she not only works hard for Chi Xiao Yan, but also gives a lot of blood, hoping that Chi Xiao Yan can have a healthy body and a smart mind. She had been so careful, but if Chi Xiao Yan still fell into the trap woven by Li Mingkai, He Tian wouldn't know what to do next. Chi Xiao Yan smiled and said, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think this guy plays the accordion well, but nothing else is outstanding. Fortunately, I was not confused. It seems that the method of isolation and diverting Chi Xiao Yan's attention was correct. I will continue to implement it well in the future. Don't judge people by their superficial appearance, He Tian said. Then Li Mingkai is not serious about his work in the village, and he is very close to Lin Xiru and Huang Jingli. Those who are close to red are red and those who are close to ink are black. He should not be a good person. He Tian really worked hard. In order to smear Li Mingkai's image, it was not smearing. To a certain extent, He Tian also told the truth, but he said it a few years in advance. Chi Xiao Yan nodded in agreement. At first glance, he looks like a pretty boy and is unreliable. When He Tian heard Chi Xiao Yan's words, she was relieved and at the same time complained in her heart. You were deceived by this pretty boy in your previous life. Who said this? He Tian asked, wondering if anyone else had discovered Li Mingkai's true nature. My mother. Li Mingkai was very popular on the stage that day. My mother said that such a man attracts bees and butterflies and cannot live a peaceful life, Chi Xiao Yan said, talking to He Tian about anything. Thanks to the guidance of my parents and good friends, I will never blindly fall in love with Li Mingkai again. The two little sisters talked a lot, and it was almost noon before He Tian went home. In the afternoon, He Tian fried a lot of pine nuts with the help of Grandma Chi San. The hare meat is not ready yet and cannot be sent yet. I will send it to them when more is ready. Mom and Dad have 5 pounds, and Huo Yingji's has 10 pounds. I also kept a few kilograms at home, which I usually eat as snacks. Pine nuts have a high oil content and good taste. They have many wonderful uses. In the evening, Chi Xiao Yan came over and told He Tian Tian about going to the commune together tomorrow, and Secretary Chi had already agreed. Sister Tian Tian, you don't know that Comrade Zhou and Comrade Xiang caught 3 wild boars, dozens of rabbits, and more than 20 pheasants in the trap. My dad arranged for 2 captains to follow Comrade Zhou and Comrade Xiang. Let's go dig traps in other places and try to catch more prey. My dad arranged for Brother Ergo to go to the county supply and marketing cooperative to sell things with 2 ox carts tomorrow, which is enough for us. Sit down, Chi Xiao Yan explained, her words filled with excitement. He Tian Tian was also surprised that people in the village could get so many things. That's great. At the end of this year, everyone can get some more money. He Tian Tian smiled, give betrothal gifts to those who deserve it, and pay tribute to those who deserve it. By the way, talk to your wife when you should talk to her. Yes, my family will definitely find a wife for my brother this year, Chi Xiao Yan vowed. In her heart, her second brother is the best and she must marry the best girl. With this money, plus your family's money, and your second brother's money, it's more than enough. He Tian Tian agreed, although she wanted to talk more about Niu Lily. However, it's hard to talk about things like marriage. If you live well in the future, your matchmaker will be a good matchmaker. If you live poorly in the future, your matchmaker will also have to bear the blame. When I see Niu Lily tomorrow, she will make some insinuations and say a few nice words. With Chi Xiao Yan's temperament, she will definitely think more about it. Oops, I don't want to think about these things anymore. She is busy with her own affairs. Why is she still worrying about other people's marriages? After Chi Xiao Yan left, He Tian Tian wrote 2 long letters and sewed them into the package. After confirming again and again that the package was not misplaced, he went to sleep with peace of mind. The next day, it was still dark. He Tian Tian put on a thick leather jacket donated by Grandma Chi San and sat on the swaying bullock cart. Chi Xiao Yan was the same, wearing thick layers of clothing to keep out the cold. Sister Wu, Wang Lei, and others were anxious to go home and did not feel cold. Last time we went to the county seat, we felt heavy and anxious. This time we went to the county seat, we were very happy. As we approached the county seat, the sky was bright and everyone was in a good mood. Village Chief Chi had Sister Wu, Wang Lei, and others sent to the train station and left He Tian Tian and Chi Xiao Yan at the door of the post office. He went to the agricultural and sideline products purchasing station with Chi Ergu and other people in the village. Village Chief Chi was very busy today and did not have time to accompany his daughter to the hospital. Fortunately, He Tian Tian was still with him, so he could rest assured if his daughter went to the hospital without accompanying her. Asking for a monthly ticket. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 148. The post office is not open yet. He Tian Tian and Chi Xiao Yan are waiting at the door. Even though the 2 of them wanted to go shopping, they brought so many pine nuts with them, so they had no choice but to mail them before going shopping. Not only did He Tian Tian want to send something, Chi Xiao Yan also sent some pine nuts, dried wild dates and the like to her second brother. Just when the 2 were bored, there was a ding of bicycle bells. He Tian Tian thought it was the post office staff coming, and when he looked up, he saw Niu Lily. It's really you two. I thought I saw it wrong. I didn't have the nerve to shout, so I rang the bell. Niu Lily said crisply, by the way, it's very cold here. I guess it will take a while. Let's go to my place to warm up. He Tian Tian sent something and it was not easy to take it to Niu Lily's place. She refused. Sister Lily, you go to work first. After we have sent the things, we will go to your place for dinner. I want to send some pine nuts to my family and save money. We carried it back and forth. Niu Lily's eyes lit up and she said, "Are these the pine nuts you asked your cousin to bring me last time?" "Yes, does it taste good?" He Tian asked. "After eating, I will bring it to you next time." "No, those can be sold for money," Niu Lily said with a smile. "I won't talk about it outside. You guys wait here. When the mail is ready, you must come to my place for dinner. In the cold weather, eat a bowl of mutton. The steamed buns are very warm." "Yes, I must go," He Tian and Niu Lily agreed. After waiting for about half an hour, the post office staff finally came. They came early and were at the front of the queue. They quickly wrote the order, waited, paid the money, and got the receipt. The whole weighing process took more than 10 minutes. "It's over." He Tian and Chi Xiaoyan went to Niu Lily's restaurant for dinner. It was already past dinner time, so Niu Lily was not busy and greeted He Tian and Chi Xiaoyan personally. After a while, 2 bowls of mutton steamed buns arrived. There was a lot of mutton in them, which was very good value. After He Tian finished eating, he received the look from Niu Lily and pretended to go to the toilet. Niu Lily pulled He Tian to a secluded place and whispered, "Sister Tian, I'm sorry. I said before that I would help you sell wild game. But now the county town is very strict with the investigation, so I don't dare to do it anymore." So that's what happened. He Tian didn't expect this at all. It was good to make money, but it didn't matter if he couldn't do business. You can't sell it, but you can still eat it yourself. "It's okay, it's cold, and I can't hunt prey anymore. Safety is the top priority in everything," He Tian said nonchalantly. "You originally wanted to help me, but I didn't even have time to thank you, so why should I blame you?" Seeing He Tian say this, Niu Lily breathed a sigh of relief, as long as He Tian was not angry. Under the leadership of Secretary Chi, our village went hunting in the mountains and caught a lot of things. "They have already been sold at the purchasing station," He Tian said. "It is legal there. Although it is cheaper, it is safer." Niu Lily nodded and said, "What you are saying is that Secretary Chi is very capable and very principled in doing things. My dad often praises Secretary Chi at home. I sometimes listen and admire him very much." Niu Lily's father is Niu Dajan's uncle, Niu Peng. As the two walked out, He Tian said, "Yes, during this year's autumn harvest, because of village chief Chi's careful consideration, not a grain of food in our village was wasted. Now he leads everyone to hunt in order to improve the living standards of the villagers. Is a good secretary. By the way, what are you going to do next?" Niu Lily asked. She was not free now and couldn't take them out for a walk. He Tian smiled and said, "It's okay. Our village is far away. I want to go to the hospital to buy some anti-inflammatory iodine and cold medicine. If you have some minor problems, just take some medicine yourself." He Tian had nothing to say, so Chi Xiaoyan went to check her body. Now Niu Dajan and Chi Xiaoyan have some signs of it, but now the parents of both sides don't know. Once it is clear, the families of both parties must consult each other. Niu Dajan's family was in the county town, and he was also a well-known figure. If he learned that Chi Xiaoyan was not in good health, the marriage would probably take a detour, so He Tian made an excuse. "Not telling the truth. Well, that's okay. The hospital is just over 2 miles away. Go to the left when you go out," Niu Lily said. "I have to go to work, so I can't go with you. We are all adults and can go by ourselves. Sister Lily, please do your work. We are leaving and we will come to play with you another day. When you have a holiday, you can also go to the village to play with us," He Tian said. "Say goodbye to Niu Lily." He Tian and Chi Xiaoyan walked along the road, and He Tian said, "Xiaoyaner, when people ask us why we go to the hospital, just say that we are here to buy medicine, not to check our health." "Why, Chi Xiao Yan asked in confusion. Many people knew that she was not in good health before. Besides, now that I'm in good health, I'm not afraid to tell anyone about it. People's words are terrible. Even if you are in good health, if word spreads that you were not in good health before. The county is so big, what if the word reaches the ears of Brother Dajan's family and they have a bad impression of you? He Tian desert in Chi Xiao Yan's ears, you had a bad heart before. Even if it's better now, others won't know that your heart is in your body, let alone take it out for a look. You said it's fine now. After hearing this, Chi Xiao Yan suddenly realized and said, Sister Tian Tian is still thoughtful. The two of them chatted and laughed when they arrived at the hospital, took the letter of introduction to register, and waited in line. Chi Xiao Yan was a little nervous. She especially hoped that she would have a healthy body so that not only would her parents not have to worry, but she could also continue her singing career. Chi Xiao Yan has deeply understood what her parents said, the body is the capital of revolution. Without a good body, everything is in vain. After a while, Chi Xiao Yan arrived. She was very nervous and pulled He Tian Tian in with her. The doctor here is a female doctor in her 50s, wearing a clean white coat. Little girl, sit down, are any of you feeling unwell? The female doctor looked at He Tian Tian and Chi Xiao Yan, neither of whom looked sick, so she asked softly. Chi Xiao Yan was nervous and looked at He Tian Tian. He Tian Tian stepped forward and said, Hello, Dr. Chen. This is my sister. She is in poor health. This is her case. She has gotten better during this period. I want to come over and check. Is it really better? Dr. Chen looked at Chi Xiao Yan, pointed to the stool in front of him, and said, Little girl, sit down, don't be nervous, I'll take a look at your case. Chi Xiao Yan sat in front of Dr. Chen, waiting for Dr. Chen's diagnosis. Dr. Chen opened the case and read it carefully. He knew what he was doing. Instead of rushing to see the doctor, he asked, You two girls are really good looking. Are you sisters? This is a heart disease and must be diagnosed calmly to be more accurate. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 149. Chapter 149 Health, a lot of money, 800 plus. He Tian Tian knew something about it and actively talked to Dr. Chen. He Tian Tian replied, I am an educated youth from Nanji, and Xiao Yan is a local. Although we are not biological sisters, we have a very good relationship, which is better than biological sisters. Really? Dr. Chen asked Chi Xiao Yan, trying to make Chi Xiao Yan relax by talking. Chi Xiao Yan smiled, nodded, and said, Yes, Sister Tian Tian is very good. We are good friends and good sisters. The relationship between sisters is the most sincere when they are young. You must cherish the friendship you have now, Dr. Chen said. As he spoke, he took Chi Xiao Yan's arm to feel her pulse and looked at the clock on the wall. Perhaps it was because Dr. Chen's attitude was so gentle and kind that Chi Xiao Yan was no longer nervous and felt relaxed both physically and mentally. This state is most suitable for taking your pulse. Dr. Chen nodded, smiled, held the stethoscope, and said, come on, don't be nervous. I just used the traditional Chinese medicine method to check your pulse. You are in good health and your heart is beating strongly. I will use the stethoscope now and listen carefully. Thank you, Dr. Chen. Chi Xiao Yan was happy and a little excited. However, this is within Dr. Chen's permission and will not affect the results. On the contrary, appropriate excitement can better reflect the changes in the heart. Dr. Chen concentrated on it, listened carefully for a while, took off the stethoscope and said, Your heart is very good, there is nothing wrong with it, it is even better than normal people. This was within He Tianation's expectation, but beyond Chi Xiao Yan's expectation. Doctor, is it true? Is there really nothing wrong with my heart? Chi Xiao Yan asked hurriedly. The previous doctor always said that she had irregular heartbeat, poor heart development, etc. Moreover, she was indeed feeling unwell and often had heartaches. And sometimes faint. After hearing this, Dr. Chen smiled and said, "Yes, very good. I don't know what the previous doctor thought, but I can guarantee that your heart is fine and other aspects are fine as well." "Don't you need to prescribe medicine?" Chi Xiao Yan asked again. "Those pills were very hard to eat. If there is nothing wrong with her, did she take all the wrong medicines before?" "No need. What kind of medicine should I take when I'm not sick?" Dr. Chen said, "It's the medicine that contains 3 parts of the poison. Don't take medicine indiscriminately." He Tian also advised, "Yes, what medicine should I take if I'm not sick?" "Thank you, doctor, thank you, doctor." Chi Xiao Yan quickly stood up and bowed to thank her. "It's great, she has a healthy body." "You're welcome," Dr. Chen said with a smile, thinking that the poor little girl had been diagnosed wrongly by a quack doctor, and luckily she was fine. He Tian took the opportunity to ask Dr. Chen to prescribe some anti-inflammatory drugs, cold medicine and other medicines, bought some, and left the hospital with Chi Xiao Yan. Chi Xiao Yan's eyes were red, her hands were clasped together, and she was muttering something unknown. He Tian guessed that he was probably thanking the gods. Passing by a photo studio, He Tian thought about sending photos to Huo Yingjia, so she took Chi Xiao Yan to take photos together. He Tian and Chi Xiao Yan each took a single photo, followed by a group photo of the 2 of them. 4 single photos were printed each, 2 photos for a couple, and 2 for each person. The total cost was 3 yuan. It would take 10 days to get the photos. The 2 of them took the receipts and waited for the photos to come out. "Sister Tian, taking pictures is very expensive, but you still paid me." Chi Xiao Yan felt guilty. "I have money on me, I will give it to you." He Tian stopped and said, "Today is the day you regain a new life, just think of it as my celebration for you. Work hard to study music and sing. You will become famous in the future, but don't forget me. Sister Tian, you are my best friend in this life." Chi Xiao Yan said solemnly, "I will definitely do well and live up to your hopes." "Okay, lifelong friends." He Tian took Chi Xiao Yan's hand and walked towards the purchasing station. Her blood fruit is really useful. She must be more careful in the future and not let others know, otherwise her He Tian will be like Tang monk's meat, everyone wants to eat it. When we arrived at the purchasing station, the people in the village, led by Secretary Chi, had already weighed themselves. Wild boar meat costs 40 cents a pound, and if it is cleaned well, it can be sold for 50 cents a pound. Secretary Chi knew the situation, but if the buying station couldn't make money, they would ask a lot of questions. As for wild rabbits and pheasants, clean up 3 cents per pound of rabbit meat. 3 wild boars, weighing 730 pounds, each weighing 4 cents per pound, were sold for 292 yuan. 38 rabbits, a total of 193 pounds, 30 cents per pound, were sold for 57 yuan. 25 pheasants, a total of 88 pounds, 30 cents per pound, were sold for 26 yuan and 4 cents. The total of the 3 items is 375 yuan and 4 cents. According to the regulations in the commune, individuals who hunt can get 1/5 of the total sales. Zoli and Xiangrong can get 75 yuan. The commune didn't say that the money couldn't be given to decentralized personnel, but it could be given. Secretary Chi wouldn't be greedy for Zoli and Xiangrong's money. They need the money more to add some daily necessities. Furthermore, if the money is spent this time and these people get good things in the future, they will never tell the village. Village Chief Chi packed up the money and took the receipt issued by the purchasing station. The head of the purchasing station and Village Chief Chi looked like they were brothers, and said enthusiastically, "Village Chief Chi, the things delivered today are all good. If you have something in the future, just send it over, and I promise to give you a high price. Now that the Chinese New Year is about to begin, all kinds of supplies are in short supply, and none of the targets issued by the authorities have been met, making this year difficult. These things are wild and can be found as long as you are not afraid of danger and go hunting in the mountains. If these meats can be delivered regularly, the pressure on his head can be reduced. Village Chief Chi smiled honestly and said, "We also want to come here to sell meat every day, but hunting is not about growing crops. It is dangerous and involves taking risks. However, Station Chief Guo, if you think so highly of our village, you will have something in the future. I will definitely send it over and sell it as soon as possible." Village Chief Chi takes advantage of the fact that rural people are honest on the outside and shrewd on the inside. They do well in various departments in the county and know many people. When Station Master Guo heard this, he was very happy and said, "Secretary Chi is so generous, I can't be vague. If you want to buy something in the future, just tell me. I have connections in the county. Even if I don't have a ticket, I can. If you pay for the ticket, it will be purchased for you." Webmaster Guo worked hard to get more material things. The head of Chi Village is happy that rural people can get some money all year round, but without tickets and connections, they can't buy anything. Cloth stamps, salt stamps, and some industrial stamps are very rare in rural areas. If you have the network of Webmaster Guo, it will be more convenient in the future. Besides, if these things are not sold to the buying station, they don't dare to sell them on the black market. Asking for a monthly ticket. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 150. This can be done. Village Chief Chi thought about it for a while, and based on the idea of having one more friend and more roads, he said pleasantly, "Station Master Guo thinks highly of our village. If there are good things in the village in the future, he will naturally come to the purchase station to sell them." Okay, if it's the same next time, I'll give you 2 cents a pound for each item, Station Master Guo said with a smile. The demand for meat is greater during the Chinese New Year. In these years, no matter what kind of meat it is, as long as it is meat, there is no need to worry about a way out. "Thank you very much," Station Master Guo Secretary Chi thanked him. 100 kilograms can be sold for 2 yuan more. Station Master Guo personally escorted Secretary Chi and others out of the gate, hoping that Village Chief Chi could come more often. Village Chief Chi was very happy. After seeing his daughter, he remembered that his daughter had gone to the hospital for a checkup. He didn't know what the situation was and asked hurriedly, "What did the doctor say?" Chi Xiaoyan is also very happy. From now on, she will walk and run like a normal person without any scruples. "Dad, I have recovered from my illness. The doctor said that I am better than ordinary people," Chi Xiaoyan said excitedly. "I will never take medicine again. I am a healthy person." Okay, Village Chief Chi was very excited. "You are hungry, let's go and eat." Although he was very curious, in front of so many people, it was not easy to ask carefully, so he had better go home and ask again. "In short, the most important thing is that my daughter is in good health." Everyone knew that Chi Xiaoyan was in poor health. Now that they heard that Chi Xiaoyan was cured, they were also happy for Village Chief Chi. Today we sold hundreds of dollars and everyone was even happier. During lunch, everyone had a large bowl of beef noodles. After eating the hot noodle soup and feeling warm all over, everyone went to the supply and marketing cooperative to buy something and then hurried home. If you want to share the good news with the villagers, dig more traps quickly, you can catch more prey and get more money. Village Chief Chi went to the unit, and Chi Ergu took the rabbit that had been hidden in advance to the unit canteen. At the same time, I submitted a letter of apology from the decentralized personnel and proof of meritorious service. This was written by Village Chief Chi overnight, for Zoli and to ask for credit from Xiang Rong. The content written on the document has been certified by the villagers. Although it does not have legal effect, it is morally binding and can be used as a reference for the unit's decision-making. Director Chen and Director Zheng were very interested in the material submitted by the village chief. This is also a typical example of turning from bad to good. If the situation is true, meritorious service can be made. After seeing the bill provided by Secretary Qi, everyone discussed and agreed to give Zhou and Xiangrong 20% of the distribution rights. This is to encourage other decentralized personnel to continue to reform their minds, improve their consciousness, and participate in the mass production of the people. After Secretary Qi finished doing this, he left the unit with confidence. "Uncle, these things should have been given to Comrade Zhou and Comrade Xiang, why are you taking so much trouble?" Li Ergo scratched his head and asked in confusion. They also distributed the prey in this way, and everyone in the village knew it. Secretary Qi glanced at Qi Ergo and said, "Hey, not everyone in the village is as solid-minded as you. 75 yuan is not a small amount. Some people are greedy and are unwilling to share it. And I don't take advantage of others, so I am naturally willing to share. If I am willing to go against some people, they will naturally not be willing to do so. Maybe they will say that I am shielding those who were decentralized. Last time, I was busy with farming. After taking credit for what happened last time, and then distributing these things, others will have nothing to say." After hearing this, Qi Ergo said with a sad face, "Uncle, you are so kind and dedicated to the people of the village. During the autumn harvest, if it weren't for you, a lot of food in our village would have been wasted. You are fair and capable, but you can do it. People just want to cause trouble, but there is always a small group of people who will make trouble, but this is the case. Silly boy, wherever there are people, there are fights. Even though we are from the same ancestor, sometimes we fight for the so-called interests." Village Chief Qi said, "Kijia village, our branch, and Qi Shulai's branch, one team has always been at odds with each other. Our team has been suppressing them, so they have been dissatisfied and are waiting for a comeback." Qi Ergo seemed to understand, as if he suddenly understood, and asked, "Uncle, someone reported you before, and reported those people who were decentralized. Who are those people?" "Qi Jiangguo is Qi Shulai's nephew. Qi Shulai has no son, and has always regarded Qi Jiangguo as his son. Qi Shulai doesn't know about the things Qi Jiangguo has done, and Secretary Qi doesn't believe it at all. We went to the commune together that day. Qi Shulai's family and Qi Jiangguo's family went directly to visit relatives. Only Qi Jiangguo's grandmother, an old woman, was at home." Village Chief Qi nodded and said, 9 times out of 10, that's true. You are an honest child. Just know these things and don't tell anyone about it for the time being. This balance has been maintained in the village for a long time, and he didn't want to offend Qi Shulai and his group because of the few people he decentralized. You must know that behind Qi Shulai, there are not only Qi Jiangguo's family, but also other people from their branch, and even relatives from Qi Jiangguo's county." Qianyi mobilized his whole body to tear his face apart before he was sure, and he was not sure he could take down Qi Shulai and Qi Jiangguo in one fell swoop. As for those tribesmen, they are also troublesome. It is better to wait until the son comes back from the new year and the father and son can talk it over carefully. "I got it." Uncle Qi Ergo made a note that no matter who went against Secretary Qi, he would not and would always support Village Chief Qi. Back in the village, Village Chief Qi went directly to the village branch and asked Qi Shulai to enter the account. When Qi Shulai saw that he was going to give 75 yuan to Zhou and Xiangrong who were sent down, he was very reluctant to give up. Those people only need to starve to death, so why give them so much money? "Village Chief Qi, are you doing this inappropriately?" Qi Shulai said with a smile, "They are sent to our village and work honestly. Only when they work can the success of the transformation be reflected. These prey and money are theirs. This is proof of the success of the renovation. Arkegia village has provided such a vast environment for renovation, so all the money from the sale of these things should belong to the village. Chi Shulai gave Chi Shukyang, the captain of the first team, a wink. He immediately understood and continued, Secretary Chi, the unit did not say that this money should be given to those who are devolved. Unit Chi picked up his enamel jar, warmed his hands, then opened the lid and took a few sips. He was dissatisfied but didn't show it on his face and said with a smile, Accountant Chi, they caught all these prey. There is a rule in the commune that private individuals can share 20% of what they hunt, and the remaining 80% will be given to the public. For those who come to Kijia village, everyone in the village will see what happens. How can we improve the enthusiasm of decentralized personnel by doing this? Please vote. Time flies so fast, it's the weekend again soon. 5 updates. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 151. Chi Shulai didn't care about this. Anyway, these people were not locals, but reformed people sent from other places. Why should they be so polite? If you don't have motivation, that's easy to do. If you take them out and educate them a few times, they will become motivated, Chi Shulai said lightly, not taking it seriously. Anyway, they come here and they are provided with good food and drink, so it doesn't matter if they do some work. They are here to undergo labor reform. This is what they should do, and the back mountain is the back mountain of Arkegia village. It has nothing to do with them. Why can't our village accept these things? As the second in command in the village, Chi Shulai would never let go if he had the opportunity to run against village chief Chi, and this time was no exception. He openly and secretly told village chief Chi to turn his elbows outward and not consider the villagers. Village chief Chi smiled and said, I knew you would say that. Just take a look. Village chief Chi placed the 2 pieces of paper in his hand on the 8 immortals table. Chi Shulai picked it up and saw that his old, thin face was green. Village chief Chi, what do you mean? Instead of seeking benefits for your own village, you just want to be good to those decentralized personnel. You have made a serious ideological mistake, Chi Shulai said angrily. Chi Dazu, this bitch, is in the county seat. I got that bullshit certificate in there, get it out as soon as possible. He had to say so much before Chi Dazu took it out just to see him make a fool of himself. Village Chief Chi glanced at Chi Shulai and said, it is for the sake of the village that I have to do this. With this benefit, they have the ability and will work harder to do good things for the village in the future. As a person, you can't be too caring. Harsh. You. Chi Shulai was so angry that his face turned green and white. Village Chief Chi had already brought the certificate. Even if he was dissatisfied, he couldn't go to the commune to argue. The second captain Chi Shuming smiled and said, Accountant Chi, forget it, Village Chief Chi is also thinking about the long term. Think about it, if Comrade Zhou didn't go up to the mountains to hunt with Comrade Xiang this time, our village wouldn't be able to have 300 yuan. And this is just the beginning. From now on, the village will go hunting together, so there is no need to separate. This will show the village a way to make money. Chi Shulin also said that there are no large beasts within 10 miles of our back mountain. This means that we can hunt freely within this range, and at the end of the year, every household in our village may receive dozens of dollars. Yes, Accountant Chi, things are like this. We are all from the same village. We can't meet each other when we look up. Zhao Dejiao also advised, the days of making money are behind us. This year, our autumn harvest food was not wasted, and there is enough food to eat. If we receive more money at the end of the year, we will be even happier. It will be much better than other villages. After listening to this, several people also felt that Zhao Dejiao and Chi Shuming were right. Accountant Chi knows Chi Dazu's ability, and now that there has been a falling out, he is the only one who will suffer. Hey. I also think about our village. Since everyone has said so, I won't say it anymore. Chi Shulai said, Village Chief Chi, you can't just take these 75 yuan and give it to them. Come and get the money. It's our village's rule to sign and fingerprint. This is indeed the case. Every year when money is distributed, fingerprints must be pressed. Okay, I'll ask them to come over to collect money and have their fingerprints printed, Village Chief Chi said, winking at Chi Ergu who was sitting behind him. Chi Ergu understood and called Zoli and Xiangrong over while everyone was there. Chi Ergu rode his bicycle and soon arrived at the livestock team. Zoli and Xiangrong were very happy. Although it was 75 yuan, it was better than nothing. When he came to the village, Chi Shulai handed the money to Zoli and Xiangrong. He changed his face and said with a friendly smile, Comrade Zhou, Comrade Xiang, this is the money I got from selling prey to the buying station, a total of 375 yuan, you can take 20%, a total of 75 yuan, each of you can count, and if you have no problem, put your thumbprint here. Thank you so much, Accountant Chi Zoli said to Xiangrong and pressed his fingerprints. Village Chief Chi pointed to the application certificate on the table and the approval from the commune and said, this is the commune's recognition of you. You can take it back and keep it. When Zoli and Xiangrong looked at the date, it was today's date, and knew that this was the work given to them by Village Chief Chi. These two simple pieces of paper are more important than the 75 yuan. Thank you, Village Chief Chi, Zoli said gratefully, carefully putting these things away and putting them in his pocket. Chi Shulai felt aggrieved when he saw the two of them paying respect to the village chief, so he smiled at these two men in vain. Okay, it's getting late. You should go back. You have worked very hard all day long, Village Chief Chi said, have a good rest. I will be of use to you in the future. Just tell us if you have any use for us, Xiangrong said, very respectfully. After the two left, Village Chief Chi looked at Chi Shulai with a half-smile, as if he was despising Chi Shulai. He was the one who said behind his back that he wouldn't give people money, but when they came, he was very enthusiastic. Chi Shulai looked embarrassed and a little angry. However, Village Chief Chi didn't say anything, which made Chi Shulikian angry. From that day on, Kijia village dug a lot of traps in the back mountains and hunted a lot of prey, mainly wild boars, wild goats, wild rabbits, and pheasants. They would go to the commune to sell them every 2 days, and they could sell several dollars each time. $100. Such good news soon spread to other villages. Especially in Daowen County, most villages in Daowen County have wasted a lot of food this year because of rain. Some of the good grain was handed over to the public rations, but some of the remaining grain was moldy and inedible. In the winter, when we stopped working, we could almost see people in the porridge. There are many daughters-in-law in Kijia village who come from several surrounding villages, and there are also daughters who are married there. Life in Kijia village was better, so it was inevitable to tell other relatives who were living a hard life, so everyone went hunting in the mountains. It's just that in the dense mountain forests in those places, there is no such powerful and intimidating presence as the Snake King. There will be many large beasts in the back mountains, such as blind bears, big tigers, and countless wolves. Those people caught prey at first, but as they went into the dense forest, several people were killed and injured by the large beasts inside. This stopped the jealous people from continuing to hunt in the mountains behind their village. However, Kijia village went to the commune every 2 days to buy prey, which really made those people jealous. After hearing that there were no large beasts or wolves in the mountains behind Kijia village, they secretly went hunting in the mountains behind Kijia village. Sometimes, they even take things directly from the traps dug in Kijia village, which immediately triggers fights between Kijia village and other villages. Today's second update. 820 Plus released at 6 p.m. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi-Sing Cao. Chapter 152. Chapter 152 Prevention, Learning, 820 plus. He Tiantian saw so many people going hunting in the back mountain, and thought that although her cave was hidden, no one had ever discovered it in her previous life. The cave had always been her secret base until she left Kijia village to make a living outside. That's because there are few people going to the back mountain, but now everyone knows that there are no wild beasts there. Not only people from Kijia village go hunting there, but also people from other villages. If her secret base is discovered, she will have no place to be alone in the future, and there is still a lot of wild rabbit meat and rabbit skins that she has processed. He Tiantian was anxiously pacing around in circles, confused. After the Snake King finished his training, he saw He Tiantian on the verge of bursting out. The Snake King thought something serious had happened and did not disturb He Tiantian. However, even though it was the Snake King, it was dizzy from He Tiantian's shaking. "You, don't turn around anymore, you have something to say." The Snake King couldn't help it. He didn't ask, and this stupid woman kept silent. Only then did He Tiantian realize that the Snake King had woken up, and stammered, "No." "What?" He Tiantian didn't want to hinder the Snake King's practice because of some trivial matters, so she didn't plan to tell the Snake King about this matter. She would think of a way on her own, but if it didn't work, she would give up on the cave. "What on earth is going on? I ask you one last time. If you don't tell me, if you ruin my affairs, I will bite you to death," the Snake King said secretly, threatening He Tiantian. If it were before, He Tiantian would be very scared. But now? Haha, He Tiantian is used to it and is not afraid at all. This Snake King has a sharp mouth and a tofu heart. It won't really hurt her, so He Tiantian is not afraid of it. As for the Snake King's venomous words, He Tiantian took it as a sign that the king was angry and didn't take it to heart. Actually, it's not a big deal. Although the cave on the back mountain is very hidden, many people go up the mountain now. I'm worried that our cave will be discovered by others. There are so many things in it that I have taken care of, He Tiantian explained. The reason why I don't tell you is because I'm afraid that you will waste your magic power and hinder your practice. After He Tiantian knew the consequences of the Snake King's abuse of magic power, Bian secretly made up his mind that unless there was a crisis that she couldn't solve, there would be absolutely no trouble. Snake King. The Snake King looked at He Tiantian with a look that looked like a fool again. Could this woman be any more stupid? That was the place where the Snake King bathed. How could those humble and stupid humans discover its territory? Although its mana has not been fully restored, it is very easy to create a barrier in a place where it cannot move. As for whether he will be punished by heaven? Haha, what a joke! If the heavenly ways in the human world are so detailed, even 10 heavenly ways wouldn't be enough. Idiot, this matter is waiting for you to deal with. That place has been discovered a long time ago, Snake King said proudly, looking confident and strategizing. He Tiantian was slightly startled. It seemed that the Snake King already knew. Why did the Snake King say this? He Tiantian asked hurriedly. You can't abuse your magic power. Seeing He Tiantian's concern, the Snake King felt a little proud. Seeing that He Tiantian cared about it, it decided to carefully talk to He Tiantian. Since I bathed there, I have been nourished by the unique spiritual energy there, has been promoted, and the range of using magic is also wider. I like that cave very much, and have set up a barrier there. Only we can enter, and others cannot find it, and they will definitely not be able to enter. After hearing this, He Tiantian was overjoyed and said excitedly, Snake King, you are so powerful. I never thought of a good way, but I didn't expect that I had already taken precautions. Humph, the Snake King raised his neck arrogantly. That's why I, the king, am the king, and you are just a humble human being. He Tiantian may not be convinced after hearing this before, but the Snake King can help He Tiantian solve difficult problems time and time again. he is indeed more powerful than a human like her. Snake King, are you sure it won't affect you? He Tian asked again, just to make sure. She does not want to damage the Snake King's interests and fulfill her own interests. Although sometimes she is a bit of a scoundrel, she really hopes that the Snake King can have a good outcome and return to the demon world smoothly instead of being chopped into roasted snake meat by the nine heavens' mysterious thunder. Don't think that I am so weak. I have my own sense of proportion. The Snake King raised his head. That's it, is it over? He Tian nodded repeatedly and said, no more, the Snake King is awesome. He Tian, a young educated youth, couldn't get involved in the affairs of the village, and she didn't want to get involved. Don't go anywhere, just take out your textbooks at home and start studying. Although there are still 7 years left, He Tian knows that after so many years, apart from recognizing words, He Tian has forgotten many other knowledge points. Pick it up early, work harder, and get into a better university in the future than in your previous life. The book is very new, and I don't know how my father He Jingyu got it. Chinese, mathematics, physics, chemistry, history, geography, etc. He Tian took the simplest Chinese language first and started reviewing. Start with the simple ones first and learn them smoothly, which can increase your enthusiasm. For liberal arts subjects, you can memorize them by rote, but not for science subjects. You may be able to review the simple ones by yourself, but for the difficult ones, you must consult Professor Gu and Professor Wang. But now Professor Gu and Professor Wang have just settled down, and there are people like Qi Jiangguo and Qi Shulai in the village who are waiting to report, so they don't dare to teach these things to avoid getting into trouble. In this case, He Tian decided to learn what she could learn by herself first, and then ask Professor Gu and Professor Wang for advice on the rest when the situation improved. The Chinese language books for the first year of high school are indeed more difficult than those for junior high school. But the article selection is even more beautiful. After reading it several times, carefully write down the words in the notebook to understand their meaning accurately, write them carefully several times, and keep them in mind. For questions after class, He Tian carefully searched for them in the text and then wrote them down in her notebook. After I have thoroughly understood a text, memorized the wonderful sentences in it, and solved the following questions, I will take out the teacher's lesson plan, which contains knowledge points on how to explain this article from the teacher's perspective. He Tian carefully checked and compared these knowledge points. Most of them were the same, but some were different. After He Tian read the answers, she suddenly realized that the lesson plan was indeed written in a comprehensive way, and she had thought one-sidedly. But sometimes, He Tian thought she had a good idea, so she carefully wrote it down in her notebook and asked the teacher for advice later.